Yippity.
Nuevos casos de COVID-19, incluyendo 33 muertos. Tenemos un total de 10.357 casos y 243 muertes en Illinois. Hemos visto casos en todas partes, en asilos de ancianos, también en los centros correccionales. Los colegas de mis agencias hermanas hablarán sobre las medidas que están tomando para proteger a los residentes. Quiero decir
Oh, she said, nigga, get the hell in the house.
que entra en estos lugares. El movimiento natural de las personas que necesitan entrar y salir de estos lugares aumenta el potencial de infección y transmisión del virus. Idealmente, las personas positivas deben aislarse.
3:46 time frame.
Sin embargo, esto
Look at your guy,
no es posible de
the
hacer
suspect from the other video.
Estamos
Where are you going? You going to meet your boy, the manager. We going to each trying to find out what are we going to do with this body.
Las oficiales de salud pública están
Look at that. And then he comes back. Let's get a closer look.
Todos pueden ayudar en estas situaciones.
Let's get a closer look. His facial expressions. Look at that. He's frowning his face up like, damn.
Si hacemos nuestra parte
What's going on
poner
now?
fin a esta pandemia,
He has that
todos
look on his
vamos
face.
a salir adelante. And with that, I will turn it over to Director Chapadilla
Right.
of the Department of
Now,
Veterans Affairs.
we're going to see other suspect come from the top.
Thank you, Dr. Isabel. That's my friend, Sister Maria Mana. You don't know how important it is that the Spanish language people listen to your voice over the hold you in our prayers. Dr. Pritzker as well. Thank you so much and good afternoon.
All right.
The health and safety of our military veterans and those devoted staff who care for them is and always will be the top priority of the Department of Veterans Affairs under
yeah.
this administration.
It's going to come from the top.
On March 11th, each of our veteran homes were directed to restrict all visitation to non-essential personnel. Our residents have been encouraged to stay in their units and minimize movement
That's why I zoom in so
within
much
their
to see what
facility
they're doing.
and are staggering meal time
Very
wherever
last moment, they
possible.
think there isn't a
All
camera there.
employees and essential vendors are subject to
It's an area where they know
pre-shift
there's a
health
camera.
screening to include temperature checks twice daily. We are contacting all resources and stocking up on and reviewing protective equipment inventories, and everyone remains highly vigilant for any signs or symptoms of COVID-19. Thanks to the tireless efforts of Team IDEA overall, we are grateful to have no known cases to date that are
Alcohol. I caused some alcohol.
We are responding to a
Damn, they finna sniff me some alcohol.
He's biting his lip. He's biting his lip and
at
everything.
Mantino,
Yeah,
which
something's
is a
going on.
standalone building on the Mantino property that provides housing and supportive services
Just
for our
interrogate
homeless
his ass.
veterans. The employee is home
Okay,
recovering.
look,
Our
so as
prayers
he
are
comes
with
from the
them.
bathroom or some, or the meeting area,
The
or
home
the
is following
cafeteria area,
recommendations from
whatever
local
that
health
room is
officials
right there.
with implementation assistance from the Department
He
of
gets a little
Public Health
nervous.
to
No,
continue
he's not. He's nervous already. Look at that. He comes in from
Our
the
facilities are prepared for
cafeteria area.
COVID.
He's biting his lip. He's
And
looking
if
up at the
cases
camera.
do occur,
He's holding on to the
we will
walkie-talkie in
work
his
with
hand. So
guidance
something
from
is
the LA
happening.
Department of Veterans
Something's
Affairs,
going on.
our local health officials to isolate hospitalized residents as appropriate and protect other residents and our staff from transmitting. As we move forward, we are encouraging everyone to video chat, call, and write to their loved ones at our homes. We encourage you to visit our Facebook page at Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs and leave a comment or a message not only for our veterans, especially those that do not have family, but for our nurses, for our VMACs, for our kitchen help, for our household help. Everyone's important and everybody should be acknowledged. In addition to our homes, we have service officers to assist veterans who need help navigating the system of the federal and state benefits available to them and their families. Our physical offices have been closed, but our department remains dedicated to serving the needs of our families and our veterans. Any veteran can find their local service officer's email or phone number or fill out a web form to be contacted at our website. That's veterans.illinois.gov. Once again, that's veterans.illinois.gov. Our veteran heroes and the devoted staff who care for them are strong and resilient. They know how to work hard and push through. With everybody working together safely and the support of our wonderful communities in Anna, Quincy, LaSalle, Manteno, and this administration in the state of Illinois, we know we can get through this together. Thank you for being all in Illinois. I am proud to be not only on IDB 18, and I love you all, but also Team Illinois. With that being said, I'd like to welcome my brother, Director Mark Smith from the Department of Family, Children and Family Services to the podium.
See how he's looking? His posture and stuff. His face, he's looking down at the ground. Could be.
Governor, thank you for your incredible support that you've shown the Department of Children and Family Services every day of this crisis. To my fellow leaders here today, your collaboration over the past few weeks has been inspiring. The network of organizations that make up the child welfare system in Illinois are completely dedicated to keeping children safe during this crisis. DCFS is central to the child welfare system, but we never do this work alone.
All right, now she's switching her direction.
Our partners in the private sector make up 85% of the workforce that protects children.
Going over there to talk to the guys. It doesn't seem like they're looking for anybody. Like she has a pair of keys in her hand. If you fast forward or rewind it, you will see that she has some keys in her right hand. You see it? A phone, a white phone, and some keys. Looks like she has the whole package right there in her hand. That's why I like to zoom up on it. To figure out what's going on. Look like they're partying. They might not even know Kanika is missing yet. Now they know she's missing, but they're looking. It doesn't seem like they're looking for her. That's what I want to say. They know yet. Crazy. Now it's 5:13. Kanika has been missing for approximately 2.5 hours. Everybody is still jolly. What type of crime is this? What type of hotel they don't know where they gonna look for somebody if they went missing? This is crazy, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Until next time, this has been another genius investigation video by Dan Knight Design. Peace.
Read into it, you already know why we're here. Tracing the manager, following his steps. Now, I finally found a starting point, which is the 8th. And I'm starting at the 8th simply because, well, for one, this is one of the footage that I was only able to get to actually start from. I do remember someone saying that he was signaling the camera. Alright? He was signaling the camera. So I'm like, well, let me start from there. See what time that was. Finally found out what time that was. And this is like, you know, a few minutes into the midnight, leading into the 9th. Which is a good starting point for me, simply because I want to trace him going into the time frame that Kanika started roaming the halls. Alright? So, again, good time frame. So I began to look at it. But for one, I want to clear something up, especially with this particular footage. Alright? Now, this is Mr. Slickster. I can give you that. This is Mr. Slickster. This is one eluding motherfucker. He love eluding his goddamn camera. Alright? But the thing is, a lot of times, it's the things that we don't see that incriminate you. You feel what I'm saying? It's the things that we don't see that will incriminate you. So, in other words, why are you deleting things? Okay? So, before we even get into all of that, I just want to show you this part. Now, from here, I did trace.
Okay, it's almost 2020. If you're still using regular toilet paper, what are you doing? You need to get clearer in your life, okay? It'll change your life. This is so amazing. Instead of wasting money and hurting the environment with rolls and rolls of toilet paper, get this. It's cleaner, it's more hygienic, and it's so easy to install. It takes about 15 minutes. All you need is a wrench and a screwdriver. And there's different nozzles. So there's self-cleaning, regular, feminine wash, and then you can adjust the pressure. This is so awesome. It cleans itself, so easy to use. And it's, you know, if you had poo or something on your arm, you wouldn't just use toilet paper, you'd use water. And that's exactly what you do.
American lives saved. We're going to save a lot of American lives, and we're in control of our own fate, very much so. Maintaining distance, practicing vigorous hygiene, and staying at home are your most effective ways to win the war and to escape danger. While you're fighting this battle from home, we're working with the best scientists, doctors, and researchers anywhere in the world. We're racing to develop new ways to protect against the virus, as well as therapies, treatments, and ultimately a vaccine, and we're making a lot of progress. I think medically a lot of progress. At the same time, we're also racing to get relief to American workers and small businesses, as you know. I want to remind small business owners across America that the Paycheck Protection Program is launching tomorrow. Nearly $350 billion in loans will be available to small businesses, including sole proprietors. These loans are up to 100% forgivable as long as employers keep paying their workers. Got to take care of your workers. Furthermore, we want Social Security beneficiaries to know that if they are typically not required to file a tax return, they don't have to file one in order to receive the direct cash payments that will soon be distributed to American citizens. The Treasury will deposit the money directly into the bank accounts, and don't forget, I will always protect your Social Security, your Medicare, and your Medicaid. We're protecting Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and I always will. I'd like now to invite SBA Administrator Jovita Carranza, who's doing a fantastic job. She's going to be very busy in the next little while. And Secretary Steve Mnuchin to say a few words about these vital initiatives, and then we'll get on to the attack of the virus itself. And please, if I might, Steve and Jovita.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President, and Mr. Vice President, Secretary Mnuchin, Ivanka Trump, and all who I have been working closely with in this effort. Small business is the backbone of the American economy, and the President has put the nation's 30 million small businesses front and center in the response effort, and we are working hard to get money to them quickly. This is an unprecedented effort by this administration to support small businesses, and we know that there will be challenges in the process. Secretary Mnuchin and I are working in tandem to ensure that feedback from our partners is being heard.
I've been talking to Mama.
The private and public sector must work closely together to ensure that small businesses and their workers across the country are put first. This administration believes wholeheartedly that if you are a small business, a critical part of the economic fabric of this country, and your viability is critical to the economic well-being of your employees. At SBA, we are working around the clock to support small businesses, ensuring that we are prioritizing emergency capital for small businesses that are suffering economic harm as a result of this unprecedented situation. This relief will help stabilize the small business sector by providing businesses with the financial resources they need to keep their workers employed and keep up with their day-to-day operating expenses. Today, I want to ensure that small businesses all over the country know about the Paycheck Protection Program and how they can benefit from this. Simply put, the Paycheck Protection Program is to help keep employees on payroll and small businesses open.
Y'all want me to go? Y'all in y'all 70s, ain't
that is used toward job retention and certain other expenses. We are working closely with lenders so that businesses can go directly to their local lenders. Paycheck Protection Program is in addition to substantial work that the SBA has and will continue to do to help small businesses, including providing advances on SBA disaster loans and forgiving existing
I did
SBA
see
loan
that from
payments
9 to 10.
over the
It was
next 6
just
months.
senior citizen.
Additional details on these critically important programs can be found at sba.gov, and we will be updating these resources regularly. Our hearts go out to those affected by this terrible virus. Our communities around the country are stepping up, and we will get through this together. At SBA, we know that every phone call, email, or application submitted has a small business owner, their employees, and the communities they support are on the other side. Our most important objective is to allow small businesses to keep their employees on board and keep their businesses viable through this unprecedented
they got it closed up in certain spots, I
want to
heard.
reiterate the importance of
I heard they
patience
got
in
it
this
closed up in
process
certain
as we work
spots.
together to ensure that businesses are able to access
Like you can't walk
needed
around
credit.
through
We
there.
will continue working around the clock as we've done.
You know, like
Federal
just go.
and
I think they got
private
like the
sector
dude
partners
said the
expanding
TV
capacity
part
and working to make our
is
systems as
closed off.
robust as
Yeah,
possible.
like going to get TVs,
Thank you.
non-essential stuff they got closed off.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you, Jovita. Mr. President, you've made clear to us we now need to execute. We need to get money to small business and American workers, and that's what we're doing. The SBA and Treasury committed to get this program up and running tomorrow, and when Jovita says people working around the clock, we had both teams working till 4 o'clock in the morning and start working again today. We've heard feedback from lenders, community banks, regional banks, and we spent the last 24 hours making this system even easier.
She
So this will be up and running tomorrow.
Yeah, Chrysler shut down. They closed down for like an extra 2 weeks.
Please contact your lenders. Any FDIC institution will be able to do this. Any credit union,
I
existing
think everything
SBA
is
lenders,
extended to at least the 30th.
You get the money. You'll get it the same day. You use this to pay your workers. Please bring your workers back to work. If you've let them go, you have 8 weeks.
Yeah, I think they probably do it before
then. This is
then.
a very important program. I'm pleased to announce we are going to raise the interest rate on these loans. And again, the interest rate is paid for as part of the program. The borrower doesn't have to pay this to 1%. We had announced it was going to be 50 basis points. We've heard from some smaller community banks that their deposit costs, even though the government's borrowing at 3 or 4 basis points, this is on average a 90-day loan. To make this attractive for community banks, we've agreed to raise the interest rate. Again, everybody take out the Paycheck Protection Program. I'm also pleased to report the economic impact payments. I had previously said this would take us 3 weeks. I'm pleased to report that within 2 weeks, the first payments will be direct deposit into taxpayers' account. And as the President said, last night the President authorized me to say that anybody that has Social Security recipients won't need to file a new tax return, and we'll have that. If we don't have your direct deposit information, we'll be putting up a web portal so that you can put that up. It is a very large priority. The President has made clear we want to get this money quickly into your hands.
Buses running.
I'm also pleased to report that we continue to work closely with the Federal Reserve. We're in the process of designing a new facility that we call the Main Street Lending Facility. We're also looking at facilities for state governments as well. And I'm also pleased to report the Employee Retention Credit. It's up and running. The first $10,000 of wages, you get a 50% credit. That's $5,000 per person. And for everyone who's kept someone, you can immediately get that money. You can deduct it from what you owe the IRS immediately. If you don't owe us money, you'll get a refundable tax credit. So that is up and running. I'm also pleased to report we have the program up and running. We're taking applications from the airlines, from the cargo companies, and from national security companies. So thank you very much, Mr. President.
Some of it, but he gonna do a whole bunch. We're gonna do the whole thing top to bottom. I think I want to do something in the basement.
They don't have necessary guidance from the SBA, from the Treasury Department, to be able to accept loan applications starting tomorrow. The need is clearly enormous, but at least one major bank says they're not fully empowered yet to be able to help their customers.
As I spoke to all the CEOs yesterday, I had a conference call with them. We got very good input from them on what they needed. As I said, people were working till 4 o'clock. I believe we just put up the Federal Register with the new guidelines for lenders. I've been assured that the banks will be in the process starting tomorrow. Now, again, it's going to take a little bit of time, but we committed that this will be available tomorrow, and I encourage all companies, go to SBA.com, go to Treasury.gov. You can see the information you need immediately.
Just to follow up with the small business owners, a number of them say that they were on that conference call and that there's a tremendous power struggle going on with Treasury and SBA, and that it's over processing forms is what they tell me, that lenders are actually opting out because they can't make enough money to even service the loans. So how are you going to make sure these small business owners get the capital they need to survive right now?
First of all, I can assure you, Jovita's here. Jovita used to work for me as the treasurer. There's no power struggle. Jovita and our team, as I said, worked together till 4 o'clock in the morning, started working at 7 o'clock again. We've made the form simpler, and I can assure you at 5 points, I've told these bankers they should take all their traders and put them in the branches. So there'll never be another opportunity to earn 5 points on a 90-day fully government guaranteed loan.
Checks right into direct deposit. IRS now saying it could take 4 to 5 months. You're saying 2 weeks.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear. I don't know where you're hearing these things. I told you this would be 3 weeks. I'm now committing to 2 weeks. We're delivering on our commitment.
The question is not about the first checks. For folks who have direct deposit, it sounds like those will go up pretty quickly. The question is then for folks who don't have direct deposit, and there was a staff memo that was released by the House Ways and Means Committee today saying that process could take up to 5 weeks. That takes you to mid-August. Is that how long?
That is not going to take 5 weeks. Again, let me just say, when Obama sent out these checks, it took months and months and months. I am assuring the American public they have the money now. What we're going to do is, again, if we have your information, you'll get it within 2 weeks. Social Security, you'll get it very quickly after that. If we don't have your information, you'll have a simple web portal. You'll upload it. If we don't have that, we'll send you checks in the mail.
How many checks do you process a week, though? How many checks do you?
It processes a lot of checks, but we don't want to send checks. In this environment, we don't want people to get checks. We want to put money directly into their account.
Yeah, that looks like bomb.
I guess both you and the administrator, there have been some anecdotal reports that business people trying to get access to the online site to submit the applications. The website's been crashing. I've heard of webinars going offline because there's just too many people on them. So how are you guys going to be ready, tomorrow to get these loans out?
We've brought in a lot of external resources at SBA and us to make sure there's additional capacity. As I said, we heard a lot of good feedback yesterday to simplify this process. It's going to be up and running. Now, let me just be clear. That doesn't mean everybody is going to get their loan tomorrow, but the system will be up and running. We encourage people over the next week, sign up. You can go on right now. You can go on the web, see what information you need. Very simple process.
Secretary, on a separate subject, have you been in touch with Leader McConnell and Speaker Pelosi about their differences right now about another stimulus package?
I've spoken to the leader. I've spoken to the speaker. I've spoken to the president constantly. When the president's ready and thinks we should do the next stage, we're ready. The president's talked about the issue of infrastructure since the campaign. I think that's a big priority for him. And again, if we run out of money on the small business program, we'll be back right away to Congress to get this increased.
Does the unemployment numbers today increase the urgency of doing a phase 4?
Well, let me just say, we're going through something that we've never done before, where the government has shut down big parts of the economy because of health reasons. Our economy was in great shape. Our companies were in great shape. There are 3 ways that Americans are going to be protected. For small business, they'll get paid by their business through this program. The direct deposit. There's also enhanced unemployment. So we realize, unfortunately, there are a lot of companies that, because they aren't in business over a short period of time, again, we're working with the states on enhanced unemployment. And as soon as the medical professionals and the president give the all clear, we're going to have a ton of liquidity. We have about $6 trillion. This has never been done between us and the Fed to put into the economy to support American workers and American business.
In addition to the jobless numbers we saw today, phase 3 was signed before the social distancing guidelines were extended for another month. So what additional relief are you going to give to Americans as they stay out of work for all these extra weeks? And what are you waiting for?
Well, we in designing this program, we thought that we had liquidity for about 10 weeks, and that's what we've designed. And again, I think the president's been very clear. If we need to go back to Congress to support the American economy and American workers, we will be doing that.
Mr. Secretary.
Secretary Mnuchin, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has formed a select committee to oversee the distribution of recovery funds, and she says she wants to make sure that those funds are wisely and efficiently spent. Do you think that select committee is something that's necessary?
I don't. I mean, both parties wanted us to have oversight, wanted us to have transparency. We have full transparency. We have a oversight committee that the speaker gets to pick someone, the leader gets to pick someone. I believe there's 5 people on it. And again, that committee will review the money that we're spending. And again, we support full transparency. Taxpayers should understand how we're going to support this economy and jobs.
Secretary, Senator Murkowski has asked you to consider providing loans to energy companies under the CARES Act, the Phase 3 bill. What are your thoughts on that? Would you consider providing those loans to energy companies?
So, thank you, and let me clarify. I have very limited ability to do direct loans out of the Treasury. I can do them for passenger airlines, cargo airlines, contractors, and national security companies. Outside of that, we work with the Federal Reserve to create broad-based lending facilities, which we will do. So our expectation is the energy companies, like all our other companies, will be able to participate in broad-based facilities, whether it's the corporate facility or whether it's the Main Street facility, but not direct lending out of the Treasury.
The question for clarity of the direct payments to Americans. For those folks who don't have bank accounts, who don't have direct deposit information on file with the IRS, how long would they have to wait for their check?
We can, on a rolling basis, I think, within a couple of days when they give it to us, we'll send the money out. We do realize there are people who are underbanked. And again, we're working with all the digital companies, prepaid debit cards. We're working with all of them to make sure we have a process that every American gets their money quickly. This money does people no good if it shows up in 4 months, and we will deliver on that promise.
Quickly is a matter of weeks then, perhaps, not months.
Quickly is a matter of weeks and not months. That's correct.
Would you consider a moratorium on...
Go ahead.
Mr. Secretary, one area where you can make direct loans is to the airlines. How much do you expect that the Treasury Department and the federal government will be involved in overseeing the operations of airlines as it pertains to which routes get cut back, how much they operate, what they do about their employees, and the like?
So there are very strict requirements that's built into the bill. Again, this was a bipartisan requirement. One, anything we do with the airlines, they have to maintain substantially all of their employees. So again, any money that we provide them will go to pay their employees. We're going to be working with the Secretary of Transportation. There are requirements to maintain certain routes. So again, we have a very clear process. We've hired 3 outside advisors, will be financial advisors, and 3 law firms. Will be releasing that information shortly. And I want to thank them. They're all working for basically very, very little money. They couldn't work for free, so they've agreed to basically work for what they would sign up to work for charitable organizations. So again, no big fees to bankers. We've got a great team of 3 lawyers and 3 financial advisors that will assist us.
Just to follow up on that, will you give us a list of the names of those people who are advising you when you release the information?
Of course we will. Give you the names as well as the contracts. So again,
right now, other than BlackRock.
So again, I'm happy to announce it. We have the PJT Partners. Okay, is going to do the passenger airlines. Moelis and Company is going to do the cargo and contractors, and Perella Weinberg will handle the national security. And there'll be 3 law firms which we'll announce shortly that will be working in each one of those sectors. And again, let me just be clear. We need to get this done quickly. The airlines need money. We're going to work very closely with the Department of Transportation and get this done quickly. We've actually already received contracts from a lot of the people. Again, there's guidance up on the web. Full transparency, we've asked for applications.
Secretary, on the airline issue again, Speaker Pelosi and others have said that the government taking stakes in those airlines should not be a condition for the federal government to provide payroll support specifically. What's your response to that?
I spoke to the Speaker last night about that. This was something that was highly negotiated between the Republicans and the Democrats. The President was personally involved in this. He was on the phone with us many times. Mitch McConnell, Mark Meadows, senators on both sides. There is a specific line in the bill that says that the Secretary, meaning me, will determine proper compensation. So this is not a bailout for the airlines. And I will be working, once we get our advice from our financial advisors, we get the applications from the airlines, we'll be working very closely with the President. And we'll make sure that we strike the right balance, not a bailout, taxpayers get compensated, but these airlines, these are national security issues. We want to keep our airlines intact.
More broadly, perhaps for the administrators and now for you as well, some small businesses, restaurant owners, for example, are finding that laying off their employees so that they can start collecting unemployment is better both for them as business owners and for their workers. What incentives do they have right now to keep their employees on the payroll if no one's coming into the restaurant?
Well, the incentive that you have, and if we want American business to be kept intact, the incentive is these are loans that turn into grants. So if you're a business owner and you're a restaurant, you can hire your people back. You get money for their medical. You keep them on the medical plan. You get money for your rent. You get money for your electricity. So you're motivated. We want you to have a business that you can reopen quickly when it's appropriate. So this doesn't cost the business owners anything. You know, when people talk about, I can't imagine any American worker who had a job, is offered to keep their job, isn't going to want to have it. And let me just be clear. clear, we've also talked about this unemployment issue. You can only get unemployment if you don't have a job. So unemployment is intended for those people that are some of the mid-sized or larger businesses, and we're very sympathetic to this, that these companies can't afford. For those people, the enhanced unemployment will be a significant benefit. But we want to make sure 50% of the American workforce is small businesses under 500 people. The Vice President, the Administrator, and I want to make sure this part of the economy is ready and intact when we're ready to reopen.
For the Administrator, is there a certain category of small businesses that you're most concerned about? Restaurants, hair salons, things like that?
That's a great question. We're concerned about every small business. There's 30 million small businesses that we're really focused on, and we're working feverishly to make sure that we can provide the available funds to them as quickly as possible. So it's 30 million small businesses, and the other businesses are being helped with the PPP, the Paycheck Protection. There's also the disaster injury, economic injury disaster, and then there's an advance associated with that particular program as well. So to answer your question, we're concerned about all businesses, and as the Secretary indicated, we're looking at employees being ready, not lost in this process. We want businesses to stay intact because they represent half the GDP. So if we spend $1 trillion to support 10 trillion or 11 trillion, I think that's a significant investment, and that's what we're focused on.
Is there a certain segment that you think is particularly vulnerable?
I just want to make one comment for explanation. I want to make sure everybody out there understands this. If you're an independent contractor, if you're a sole proprietor, you're eligible for this as well. Now, that program won't be up and running until next week, but again, this is a very broad definition of small business. So if you're an independent plumber, if you're an independent contractor, you're covered under this program. It's slightly more complicated. You have to come into your bank and give them more information, but starting next week, that part of the program will be up and running. Also, charities. Charities as well, very important. The Vice President and President make sure that we cover small charities in this.
Churches and religious nonprofits?
It does, although there are some technical issues, but yes, it does include faith organizations. This is under the PPP, yes, the new SBA program, they are covered. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, so that begins right away, and they start handing out checks. A lot of people are going to have their businesses built back up quickly, I hope. And we'll see complicated, big, small, and please, good. We have some good gentlemen. You see, great job. That's correct. Thank you very much. Today, my administration has also issued new guidelines to protect elderly Americans who remain the most vulnerable. By now, nursing homes should have suspended the entry of all medically unnecessary personnel. Today, we're further recommending that all nursing home facilities assign the same staff to care for the same group of residents consistently to minimize any potential spread. And we're also urging facilities to designate separate areas for healthy and sick residents. And this is a practice that we probably will be recommending into the future long after the enemy is gone, this particular enemy is gone. We're also making every effort to provide relief to our great veterans. We take very good care of our veterans. In my direction, Secretary Wilkie will use any authority at his disposal to extend deadlines for benefits and to postpone debt collections. We're now conducting well over 100,000 coronavirus tests per day, over 100,000 tests a day. And these are accurate tests, and they're moving rapidly, which is more than any other country in the world, both in terms of the raw number and also on a per capita basis, the most. The FDA has also authorized the first coronavirus antibody test developed by Cellex, a key step that will help identify people who have recovered and to understand their immune response and their immune system. Moments ago, I directed Secretary Azar and Acting Secretary Wolf to use any and all available authority under the Defense Production Act to ensure that domestic manufacturers have the supplies they need to produce ventilators for patients with severe cases of COVID-19. You know what that is? Right? Become a very famous term. COVID, COVID. This action will help General Electric, Hillrom, Medtronic, ResMed, Royal Philips, and Vyaire Medical overcome obstacles in the supply chain that threaten the rapid production of ventilators. We have over 100,000 being built right now or soon to be started. We anticipate issuing more orders under the Defense Production Act in the very near future, in addition to the one that I just signed against 3M for face masks. We just signed a element of the act against 3M. And hopefully they'll be able to do what they are supposed to do. Just spoke to Mary Barra of General Motors, and she said they're very soon going to be ready to start production. Beds we're already providing to the Javits Center. The Department of Defense is adding another 48 ICU beds. Governor Cuomo has asked that this facility go, and it's a big, beautiful facility, be converted to a COVID hospital. And we haven't done that yet. We haven't. We're a secondary source. The states are doing it, and we're backing them up. We've got 4 million N95 respirators, 1.8 million surgical masks, 460,000 face shields, 1.4 million gloves, and 4,400 ventilators just to the city and to the state of New York. And some of them now are being sent. I spoke with both Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio a little while ago. And some of them are being sent to the city. All of America stands with the people of New York in this time of need. It's definitely a hot spot, but we have other hot spots also. And we're taking them, taking care of them very, very strongly, very powerfully. We have the finest people in the world working to make the federal government NYC.gov/help now. They need help now. They need people to help them. We have great facilities, and we've built some brand new facilities, big ones, but we need help. We need help for professional people. So if you're in an area that isn't so affected, you're a doctor, a nurse, a healthcare worker, please get to that website. We appreciate your help. virus has spread and economic hardship has followed, will Americans unite with incredible selflessness and compassion. I want to remind everyone here in our nation's capital, especially in Congress, that this is not the time for get this enemy defeated. Conducting these partisan investigations in the middle of a pandemic is a really big waste of vital resource, time, attention, and we want to fight for American lives, not waste time and build up my poll numbers, because that's all they're doing, because everyone knows it's ridiculous. We want to focus on the people of this country. So many ventilators, very, very hard to build, but we're building thousands of them. So it takes time, very complex, very expensive, and we'll be able to help outside of our country. We think we'll be able to help. That's something that you cannot easily do. Loyalty and affection. There's no earthly force more powerful than the patriotic pride that stirs hearts, and that is so true. It's incredible the job that everybody's been doing, everybody. They don't sleep, they don't go to bed, sometimes they get nothing. I said to somebody recently on the task force, how many hours sleep have you gotten over the last couple of days? The answer was none. None. In one Massachusetts neighborhood, citizens come out of their homes each night at 8 o'clock from their porches and they sing God Bless America. Others have joined in, spreading from house to house, down one street up to the next, until their little town with a spirit of patriotism, reminding all Americans that we're all in this together. We'll fight together and we will win together. We're going to win this. Now what I'd like to do is I'm going to step out. We have a meeting on this subject, and I'm going to step out just for a few moments. I'll be right back. We'll answer some questions. We have some very hardworking people who have done an incredible job, led by Vice President Mike Pence, head of the task force. And then Jared Kushner is going to say a few words, and Admiral Olovchek, Peter Navarro, Dr. So I'll be back in a little while, and Mike.
Dr. Deborah Birx is also with us. She'll reflect in a few moments on the progress that we're making, analyzing the data each and every day. We're looking county by county, state by state, consulting with governors and local health officials. At the present moment, more than 1.3 million tests have been performed, and as you all are aware, some 230,000 Americans have tested positive for the coronavirus. Now the losses over 5 Americans. Our hearts are with their families. Beyond that, we have been focusing not just on ensuring the testing is occurring, but that the supplies are flowing. As the President just announced, he made a decision today to deploy thousands of N95 masks directly to New York City's public hospitals, and our team will speak about that in just a moment. And also, the President took the unprecedented step to direct the Department of Defense to use military healthcare personnel to operate all COVID facilities at the Javits Center in New York, at the Convention Center in New Orleans, and at the Convention Center in Dallas. And we informed each of the governors of those states today that their request, we were making those military medical personnel facility, but we would emphasize to people in that community who believe you've been impacted or have contracted the coronavirus, contact your local healthcare provider. We anticipate in the New York area that your local healthcare provider will make the decision whether you are transferred to the Javits Center. And in all cases, simply look to your local governors about how best to receive the care that every American is entitled to have. Beyond that, let me say that we've been working through FEMA's acquisition process, not only to deploy, but to gather up personal protective equipment. And in just a few moments, you will hear from Admiral John Lovchek about the extraordinary progress that we have made in deploying not just the strategic national stockpile, but also in identifying on the commercial marketplace around America and around the world, literally millions of N95 masks, surgical gowns, gloves, protective equipment. And at this point, we've distributed some 7,600 ventilators, and you'll hear today specifically about the states that have received those ventilators. This team has truly acted in an inspiring way, and literally is working with dozens and dozens of people at the FEMA Stabilization Task Force to make sure that we're leaving no stone unturned to find the supplies we need. Let me also say today you're going to hear from Jared Kushner, Senior Advisor to the President of the United States, but someone that the White House Coronavirus Task Force directed to work with FEMA on supply chain issues. And in recent weeks, he's been leading a working group in conjunction with FEMA that literally has identified millions of medical supplies around the nation and around the world. And we're grateful for his efforts and his leadership. Finally, you'll hear from Peter Navarro, who will explain the action the President took today using the Defense Production Act to purchase those that we're making available, ventilators distributed to hospitals and those that are available. Let me just remind every American that you can make a difference in ensuring that every patient has the treatment that they deserve, every healthcare provider, every doctor and nurse's assistant has the protective gear to provide the care that you would want your family to have by putting into practice the President's 30 days to slow the spread. And we want you to take to heart the President's coronavirus guidelines for America. First, to protect your own health, to protect the health of your family, to protect the health of your community. We know so many people are asymptomatic. People literally don't know they have the coronavirus, but have the ability to infect other people. I want you to put these guidelines into practice: social distancing, using a drive-thru at a restaurant, washing your hands on a regular basis. But as we focus today on supplies, make no mistake about it, every American can make sure that our healthcare workers and, more importantly, Americans that are struggling with coronavirus have the equipment to support their treatment by putting these principles into practice, because the fewer Americans that contract the coronavirus, the fewer Americans will have to enter our healthcare system. That will continue to preserve the capacity in our healthcare economy. So we thank the millions of Americans who responded in the first 2 days of 30 days to slow the spread. And I'm just absolutely confident that in the days ahead, every American is going to do their part for your health, your family's health, the health of your community, and to ensure the strength and vitality of the greatest healthcare system in the world. With that, let me introduce Jared Kushner to speak about the work that he's been doing, working with FEMA on ensuring a strong supply chain to meet this moment. Jared? Thank you. Vice President, and thank you for your great leadership on the task force. And thank you to Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci as well. It's been an honor working with you these past few weeks. When the Vice President first asked me to help the task force with different tasks, I asked the President what he expected from the task force and how I could best serve him and the task force. What the President asked is that all of the recommendations that we make be based on data. He wanted us to be very rigorous to make sure that we were studying the data, collecting data. A lot of things in this country were happening very quickly, and we wanted to make sure that we were trying to keep updating our models and making sure that we were making informed decisions and informed recommendations based on the data that we were able to collect and put together. The President wanted to make sure that we had the best people doing the best jobs and making sure that we had the right people focused on all the things that needed to happen to make sure that we can deliver in these unusual times for the American people. The President also instructed me to make sure that I break down every barrier needed to make sure that the teams can succeed. This is an effort where the government is doing things that the government doesn't normally do. We're stretching, we're acting very quickly, and the President wants to make sure that the White House is fully behind the different people running the different lines of effort to make sure that we get everything done in the speed that the President demands. The President also wanted us to make sure we think outside the box, make sure we're finding all the best thinkers in the country, making sure we're getting all the best ideas, and that we're doing everything possible to make sure that we can keep Americans safe and make sure we bring a quick end to this in the best way possible and balance all the different aspects that need to be thought of while we do this. This truly is a historic challenge. We have not seen something like this in a very, very long time, but I am very confident that by bringing innovative solutions to these hard problems, we will make progress. Today, we were briefing the President earlier. He asked me to come out and talk a little bit about what we're doing on the supply chain task force, which Admiral Plevchik has been leading. And what he's been very impressed by is the way that we've been resourceful to find product all over the world, all over the country, and we are finding ways to solve different problems. The President's been very, very hands-on in this. He's really instructed us to leave no stone unturned. Just this morning, very early this morning, I got a call from the President. He told me he was here with friends of his in New York, but the New York public hospital system was running low on critical supply. He instructed me this morning. I called Dr. Katz, who runs the system, asked him what supply he was nervous about. He told me it was the N95 masks. I asked what his daily burn was, and I basically got that number. Called him Admiral Plevchik, made sure we had the inventory. We went to the President today, and earlier today the President called Mayor de Blasio to inform him that we were going to send a month of supply to the New York public hospital system to make sure that the workers on the front line can rest assured that they have the N95 masks that they need to get through the next month. We'll be doing similar things with all the different public hospitals that are in the hotspot zones and making sure that we're constantly in communications with the local communities. One thing I will say, just based on data, is that we've been getting a lot of data from different governors, from different mayors, from different cities. One thing I've seen FEMA do very, very well over the last week or so is now we're getting real-time data from a lot of cities. People who have requests for different products and supplies, a lot of them are doing it based on projections, which are not realistic projections. The projections change every day as we see the cases, as we see the impacts of the stop spread effort that this task force recommended that the President has been pushing forward. So I do think that we see that the impact of that in the task force when we're Admiral Plevchik to make sure that we're getting the supplies to people before they run out and making sure that we're doing it in a proper way. I'd like to just introduce Admiral Plevchik, who before coming to this, I guess still is. He's the Vice Director for Logistics for the Joint Staff. I got a call from one of the senators saying, why don't you put a great military person in charge of the logistics and the supply chain of the Defense Production Act? I said, well, the President already did that. This is the best man that we have in the country for supplies and logistics. I joined the task force 13 days ago over at FEMA, and he's built a team really at the direction of the Vice President that includes people from FEMA, OMB, the FDA, HHS, the White House, and from everywhere else. And what they've done over the last 13 days has been really extraordinary. We've done things that the government has never done before, quicker than they've ever done before. And what we're seeing now is we found a lot of supplies in the country. We've been distributing them where we anticipate there will be needs, and also trying to make sure that we're hitting places where there are needs. So I can tell you the people in the task force, they're working day and night. We've got a lot of people in the government. We recognize the challenge that America faces right now. We know what a lot of the people on the front lines are facing, the fear that they have that they won't have the supplies they need. and our goal is to work as hard as we can to make sure that we don't let them down. So I just want to thank everybody, and with that, I'll introduce Admiral Lovecheck, who's doing an amazing job.
Hello, Dr. Henry. There's been some talk of being able to flatten the curve by summertime. With another wave of COVID
Today I'm going to cover
can you explain why the goal might be predicted and if this information is actually
First thing I'm
valid?
going to talk about is resources pushed out from the federal
We
government.
know, but there are some
And then I'm going to talk about
that are based on
this air bridge, which you may have heard about. I'm going to talk about data. As you said, Mr. Kushner is absolutely right. We're trying to be data driven. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about how we're trying to expand the industrial base here to meet this challenge. So the first thing I want to talk about is surgical masks. We've all quickly stated numbers here. So these, I'm about the federal resources that have been applied at the problem. So 27.1 million surgical masks pushed out to state governments. For N95 masks, 19.5 million N95 masks. So if I was in a local hospital that was running short, I would look up, because the federal government has pushed out resources. So for protective gloves, 22.4 million pairs of protective gloves. For face shields, 5.2 million face shields. For ventilators, we have pushed to the states more than 7,600 ventilators, and I think as I was coming over here, that number's changed slightly. I think it's now 7,600. Given to these states, primarily these states, we wanted you to have some numbers. Now, as we've indicated, we had ventilators in the national stockpile. We pushed ventilators out. We're holding ventilators to put to the point of need. But we're also buying ventilators, asking the industrial base who produces approximately, prior to COVID, approximately 30,000 ventilators. We are going over the next several months, by the end of June, work to acquire 100,000. So one of the tools that we're going to anticipate needing, we're already executing, is all of those vendors that we're buying from will need, potentially will need help in their supply chains with their suppliers. We might create orders. We might help them get ahead of others in that endeavor. So I think Mr. Navarro is going to talk more about that. So let me talk about the air bridge. It normally takes approximately 37 days to get from overseas the product loaded, get it to the United States, and distribute it. That's about 37 days. So to prime the pump, so to speak, we have lined on an air bridge to get product here faster, working with our major suppliers as they work to fill orders to get more to healthcare workers now. We are working to align transportation to product. One of the things we're also doing is the team that works for me are scouring the globe and finding pockets of personal protective equipment that might not otherwise be in the U.S. hospital supply chain. That is also going on these flights. 6 completed and a number scheduled. 28 flights scheduled here in the near future. We are working towards, some days we'll have 1 flight, some days that might be 2 flights, multiple flights in the next coming days. These 28 are, as far as I can see, out to a couple of weeks. And again, matching product, 2 flights to create volume in the supply chain here faster than the 37 days. I'm just going to leave that up as I talk about a few other items. So let's talk about New York City and the public health hospitals. I believe they're called New York City Health and Hospitals. The President directed, as I speak, there are pallets being formed, truck being loaded. I gave an address in New York City here an hour or two ago, and one of our distributors is making that happen, and that delivery will happen tomorrow. On the data front, this is almost unprecedented. This is a commercial supply chain with 6 to 7 major distributors of health equipment. We brought them all in, and we said we need to make informed decisions. We are going to help make informed allocation decisions. So within a matter of days, feeding from their business systems, their enterprise resource-like systems, I brought on board a tool, a supply chain tower, that the DoD was using to manage a supply chain for very complex weapon systems. Their data goes into a data lake. We have a tool to be able to use their data and see it. I can tell what product is coming in, what their orders are, what they're filling, what they're not filling, and see the volume in the supply chain, and understand what they're doing down to the county level, working to get it potentially down to the hospital. So this 200 some odd N95 respirators, we took a look in there in the supply chain. We said we have the volume to go do that. I called the distributor, and they're making that happen. We anticipate, as the hotspots around the country, we anticipate these vendors at our direction helping them allocate product to the right place at the right time. So if I talk finally about expanding the industrial base, so the Vice President was at Walmart the other day. We told him, I want to get in this game. How do I do that? So I got the call. We provided them specifications. And Walmart is going to have to use their suppliers to cut fabric, make gowns, sew product. That's not always the case. We have lots of folks that want to help. I believe you will see in the coming days the use of the Defense Production Act in creative ways to help people that are not doing this today to do it. We have essentially leads. The number yesterday was 210. I believe it probably grew today that we are working with to find how each one of those might need help to get in the game that's not in the game to increase the throughput through the healthcare market. Again, the President gave me one task: get more to our healthcare workers now. And I took that to heart because I have, not that I don't need that for the direction that we've had, but I have family in New York. My sister's a nurse practitioner in a Westchester hospital. So I have skin in this game. And, the President asked me to get more to healthcare workers. I'm going to get more to healthcare workers. I'd like to hand over to Mr. Navarro. The 200,000 is going out as we speak. It'll be delivered tomorrow.
Let me be clear, if I can. What Jared announced, what the Admiral just unpacked, is that pallets are being loaded right now to send 200,000 N95 masks to New York City, to the public health hospital.
So to the public health warehouse in New York City.
All the healthcare workers, help is on the way.
Based on the tools and the data you have available to you, where is the logjam? Where has it been? How have you identified that? Because as you say all this, we have millions more PPEs going out the door. As you well know, the frontline medical workers
I would answer you this way. We put up a lot of numbers. I said that if you're in a hospital and you're not seeing PPE, I would look up to the state level first.
Some governors are saying they can't get the medical equipment that they need. And the reason for that is because according to governors, and also by the fact that we haven't seen any numbers up there about what is going to the private sector, can you tell us what percentage of the supplies on these large cargo planes are going to private companies versus FEMA versus the states?
So FEMA's
80%?
This product that we're moving is primarily commercial product that would enter the commercial system and be distributed through financial business transactions between hospitals and these distributors.
Just to clarify, that explains why states say they're bidding like they're on eBay, because the supplies are going to the private sector, and then they have to go there to get the supplies.
That's normally how things work, right? So I'm not here to disrupt a supply chain. So look, these 6 distributors, 6, 7, they have 600 to 700 warehouses. They have trucks to go to the hospital door every day. We're bringing product in. They're filling orders for hospitals, nursing homes, like normal. I'm putting volume into that system. I would say that we have the data now. So we put together this data element over the last 13 days. Get the people in, look at the problem, build this. I am now seeing truth about what's in the supply chain, and I would say that there's been some abnormal behavior. Okay?
Thank you, Admiral. House Oversight Committee Democrats say that FEMA officials told them that the ventilators that the government has ordered won't be ready until June, which is well after the expected peak. Will the Defense Production Act memo signed today do anything to speed that up?
Yes, I will. Mr. Navarro will talk about that. We're online to receive several thousand ventilators in the month of April and several thousand more ventilators in the month of May, ramping up to a big number in June. Again, going from an industry that produces about 30,000 annual to a very big number.
Confidence that the system means the states with the greatest need are getting the supplies.
Yeah, so
a lot of governors are saying that they can't get what they need, and different states have more and more pressing urgency, obviously, depending on the case.
So we're marrying up where CDC, where the demand for COVID is, to what's in the commercial system. We're providing that to the commercial system, and we are making allocations to those of most pressing need. 13 days. We now have the data. We now can make informed decisions, and so all of the I need. I now know the volume that has been happening and needs to be happening.
So with that, and Mr. President, I'd love for you to weigh in on this as well. You talk about, you alluded to the fact there is possibly some shady business going on, that the product is here in the United States.
And coming here.
Yes, and it is coming here. It's coming from China. It's in warehouses. It's being made here in the United States. It's in warehouses. But it's going to the highest bidder. So what can be done to keep those products here in the United States, not go overseas where companies are making a lot of money, and get it distributed to the most critical places here in the U.S. I would love to hear from how's that being done, because doctors, I've talked to surgeons on a regular basis.
Let me give you the bigger view of the DPA. We'll directly address that. What we have essentially is a nation at war. We have a wartime president standing behind me. The Defense Production Act is one of the most powerful weapons this administration can use to fight the invisible enemy of the virus. When I spoke with you last week, I explained the 3 points of the compass DPA can be used to hit. The first one is mobilization of the industrial base. This can involve things like repurposing from, say, a distiller like Pernod Ricard, the liquor, to hand sanitizer. It can also involve expansion of production, which is having Honeywell, which makes N95 masks, open a new factory in Smithfield, Rhode Island. With respect to the second point of the compass, allocation of resources, we have two issues there. If you look at the manufacturer itself, what you want to make sure is that the supply chain, which can go 7 tiers deep, has enough components in that supply chain so we can actually make what we need. And then once it's made, you also want to make sure that it goes to the right people. And then the third point of the compass, which addresses what you're talking about, is basically bustum, I call it, hoarding of critical or threatened material. So let me walk through what the President did today in terms of a strong action, what we've done, the DPA across those 3 points. The first order President Trump signed was vigorous, swift. It was the GM order, which directed GM to make ventilators in Kokomo, Indiana in Trump time, which is to say as fast as possible. As the President mentioned, he spoke to Mary Barra today, the CEO of GM. That is moving forward at the same time as the Ford project is moving forward in Rawsonville, Michigan. And I've issued a challenge to those two companies, a la Ford versus Ferrari. This is Ford versus GM. Let's see who gets those ventilators out first. Now, the second point of the compass, which these two orders address today, is this allocation of resource issues. The ventilator companies themselves expressed concern that in this rush to build ventilators, there would be pressure on that supply chain. So what they requested that we do and the President do is to use the DPA to give this gentleman here, who's one of the strongest gentlemen in the world in terms of applying things, is to give him the ability to prioritize that supply chain for those ventilator manufacturers. And he will do things like give them what's called a DO rating in the defense procurement, which will allow them to get what they need. Now, the second order, which the President signed today, has to do with the other part of the equation, which is once they make the stuff, okay, where does it go to the right folks? And this is a 3M order. And to be frank, over the last several days, we've had some issues making sure that all of the production that 3M does around the world, enough of it is coming back here to the right places. So what's going to happen with the signing of that order in Trump time is we're going to resolve that issue with 3M probably by tomorrow, close of business, because we can't afford to lose days or hours, even minutes in this crisis. Now, the third part of the compass, the third point there, this gets to the hoarding issue. The President stood up here with he's the commander-in-chief, but we have a sheriff in town, too, Attorney General Barr. He stood up here with the Attorney General Barr, and Bill Barr said, I'm going to go out and bust him. And guess what? 3 days ago, DOJ went into a warehouse in Jersey, grabbed PPE, and the beauty of that wasn't only seized, but within hours, it was turned around and given to healthcare professionals in New York and New Jersey. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful case of using the DPA. Now, what's going to happen tomorrow is the President's going to sign another order, which is in the works. This is interesting. There is a black market springing up, which you have described, where we're having people bid against each other. Brokers come in. They're bidding and bidding on all this different PPE. It's driving the price up. And guess what? You know where it's going? The domestic sources here are being exported. When President Trump heard about that, he said, that's not going to happen anymore under my watch. So tomorrow we're bringing that order, and what's going to do is it's going to empower Customs and Border Protection with the help of people like the Post Office and express mail consigners like UPS to basically deal with that issue. So we are going to crack down unmercifully. And I would say to the hoarders out there and the brokers who are trying to make money off the misery of people in this country or around the world, that's got to stop. If you've got inventory, what you need to do is pick up a phone and not call somebody out around the world. You call FEMA and say, we got some stuff, we'll give it to you at a fair price, and be done with that, because that stuff has absolutely got to stop. So that's what we're going to be looking for, and when we hear cases like this, we're going to aggressively issue order after order to crack down on it. Now, this is not my role to take a bunch of questions, but let me tell you one other thing before I leave the podium. It's a story which I'd love to share with you today, because this again illustrates one of the key principles of this president and this vice president, which is to wed the full force of the federal government with the full power of private enterprise. And just 2 days ago, we at the White House got an urgent SOS from the chief of police of the New York Police Department. And they are in a situation now, because of the strain on their resources, where personnel such as their homicide detectives were having to go on into houses and deal with COVID issues without protective gear. Now, the beauty of this president is, because of his leadership, we were able to solve that problem in 2 phone calls. 2 phone calls. The first one went to Phoebe Novakovic at General Dynamics. Phoebe, can you call Tom Kennedy at Raytheon? I need you guys to basically scoop up all the Tyvek suits you can and find any gloves you can. This president, under his leadership, and the voluntary efforts and the pride and patriotism you talked about earlier, that we had 4,000 Tyvek suits delivered to the New York PD within 16 hours. That's a new record in Trump time. At the same time, a second phone call was made to Tara Engel at Pernod Ricard and Laura Lane at UPS. They were on the same phone call. I said, Tara, Laura, we got this issue. They need hand sanitizer. Literally, within 2 hours, we had 50-gallon drums, 6,000 gallons of hand sanitizer on a UPS truck heading up to the NYPD, and it probably arrived today with a promise from Pernod that they will continue to supply the NYPD throughout the course of this crisis. So this is a beautiful thing that America is rallying to. We are becoming a stronger, united nation, and I couldn't be more proud of this president, this administration. These guys up here are doing a heck of a job organizing the supply chain. And my promise to you is that the president is going to use that DPA to make sure that the American people, particularly our healthcare professionals, get the PPE, the medicines, everything we need. So let me stop there. I don't think it's my place here to field a bunch of questions. Go ahead. Come here. One of the things that this crisis has taught us is that we are dangerously over-dependent on a global supply chain. For our medicines, like penicillin, our medical supplies, like masks, and our medical equipment, like ventilators. We have, right now, as we speak, over 50 countries have already imposed some forms of export restrictions in their country against the rest of the world. And what we're learning from that is that no matter how many treaties you have, no matter how many alliances, no matter how many phone calls, when push comes to shove, you run the risk as a nation of not having what you need. And if there's any vindication of the president's Buy American, secure borders, and a strong manufacturing base philosophy, strategy, and belief, it is this crisis, because it underscores everything that we see there. So the Buy American order, which is going through process, would do a couple things. It would simply say, not during this crisis, because we don't want to disrupt anything. I want to be really clear about that. But going forward, after this is over, the VA, DOD, HHS, and this government buys American for essential medicines, our medical countermeasures, and the medical supplies that we need. At the same time, we'll deregulate so we can get the FDA and EPA to facilitate domestic manufacturing, and then innovate. Because the key here is having advanced manufacturing on U.S. soil that can leapfrog other countries, so we don't have to worry about competing against cheap sweatshop labor, lax environmental regulations, different tax regimes, and the massive subsidies of foreign governments who are actually directly attacking our industrial base. So be patient with that, sir. The other priorities we have right now are the DPA and what the task force is doing. But if we learn anything from this crisis, it should be never again. Never again should we have to depend on the rest of the world for our essential medicines and countermeasures.
And by the way, we've cut them out also, to be honest. We've stopped orders going from certain places, and in a couple of places, like we had a big order going to Italy on important outfits and some ventilators, and it was going to Italy. They made the order a long time ago. And I said, you gotta let it go. They had an order, and I could have cut it. Under the act, I could have cut it. I said, no, you can't do that. You gotta let it go. You know, they have big problems. We had an order going to Spain, and I said, let it go. I could have stopped it. I said, let it go. You're gonna be fine. I said, let it go. So it works that way also. One other thing is to your question. Oftentimes, and we told this to the governors, and Mike, we've been very strong on this, if you think there's bidding between federal government and state, let us know and we'll drop out immediately. Or you drop out and we'll lower the price. If we're bidding against each other, I said find out who it is. And usually they know. Everyone knows. And we're notified, and we get notified, and we'll either drop out or they'll drop out. We have another problem. There are 151 countries out there beyond the states. There are 151 countries that have this problem, and they're ordering too. It's really a mess. Now, in a little while, the hardest thing to get are the ventilators because they're, you know, it takes a while to build them. We have thousands of them being built right now. In a little while, they'll be worth about $5. But right now, they're very valuable. And we're going to have a lot of them being shipped. In fact, that's why General Motors called up before Mary. That's why others called up 2 days ago. They called up that they're all in production. And they're starting to arrive in a week and a half. But there'll be a time when we're going to build stockpiles. By the way, the states should have been building their stockpiles. We have almost 10,000 in our stockpile, and we've been building it. We've been supplying it. But the states should be building. We're a backup. We're not an ordering for it. We're a backup. And we've done an unbelievable job. Like, for instance, who ever heard of a governor calling up, sir, can you build us a hospital of 2,500 rooms? And we built it. Can you build us 4 medical centers? We built it. Can you deliver a ship, a hospital ship, with 1,000 rooms? And we did it. And we did it in Los Angeles, too. We've done an unbelievable job. These people. And thousands of people behind them. But we're a backup. Ideally, those hospitals would have had all this equipment. Ideally, those states should have had all this equipment. And I think they will the next time. You know, you heard the case where thousands of ventilators could have been had at a very inexpensive price 3 years ago. And a certain state decided not to exercise that right because they wanted to build a road or they wanted to build something else because it's big money. You're talking about, I think it was $1 billion. You're talking about a lot of money for something that may never happen. Because normally on a ventilator, other than a pandemic or an epidemic, you wouldn't need anything like this. Hospitals have 3 ventilators, big hospitals, and they get by with it. And now they want thousands. I mean, they want thousands of ventilators. You call up a governor and they'll say, sir, could you send us 40,000 ventilators? Nobody's ever heard of a thing like this. So they've done some job. Let me just tell you, when Secretary Mnuchin spoke, they want you to call not .com, but SBA.gov, okay, for the application and for information. Okay, so it's SBA, small business, SBA.gov, okay, if you don't mind. Yeah, let's go. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. I want to follow up from a question yesterday regarding your administration's denial of the expansion of the Obamacare special enrollment period in the wake of this pandemic. In your own words, VP Pence gave a 5-minute non-answer, but people facing this pandemic illness, even worse, most experts say that having health care is critical to our nation's health and financial well-being. Can you assure Americans tonight that you will reopen Obamacare marketplace so that they can be covered in this time of combined health and financial crisis?
I understand the question. We're doing better than that. We're going to try and get a cash payment to the people, and we're working out the mechanics of that with legislature. So we're going to try and get them a cash payment because just opening it up doesn't help as much. So we're going to work it out. So we're going to try and get for that certain group of people, it's a certain group of people, a cash payment.
I really want to ask you about that, but I also just wanted to follow up on a couple of hanging threads there. Just the question earlier about the states are bidding against each other on those
Well, they have that, and they have to work that out. What they should do is they should have, long before this pandemic arrived, they should have been on the open market just buying. There was no competition. You could have made a great price. The states have to stock up. It's like one of those things. They waited. They didn't want to spend the money because they thought this would never happen. And their shelves, in some cases, were bare. And by the way, in some cases, they weren't. They were beautifully serviced. They did a good job. But in some cases, their shelves were bare. So the best thing they can do is when times become normalized, and they will, hopefully soon, and actually, you're going to have a lot of excess material because so much is being done right now in terms of protective gear, protective outfits. A lot's being done. It's going to be, within 6 months, it's going to be sold for the right price. They got to stack up for the next time. But we are doing that, and the Admiral has done a fantastic job. Senator Schumer wrote a letter today, and he says, you should put a military man in charge. I said, Chuck, if you knew a little bit more, we have one of the most highly respected people in the military. The Admiral, that's what he does, too, very professionally. And he's in charge. Chuck didn't know that. Okay, Chuck first.
Mr. President, you tweeted this morning about your call with Saudi Arabia and MBS. We've had some people say that the figures that you cited, 10 million and 15 million barrels per day, is not what they're agreeing to. Can you be more specific about what?
I don't know what they're agreeing to. I think they might agree to more than that. Look, Russia.
Tell you that, sir?
Russia, yeah, we did say that actually. Russia talked about 10 million barrels. Russia and Saudi Arabia are fighting over this, and as everybody knows, it's really killing an industry, hurting Russia badly, hurting Saudi Arabia badly. I said, this is an easy one. It should be an easy one. And it may be 10, and it may be more than that. I was actually told it may be 10, as I told somebody before. It may be 10, and it may be more than that. Maybe it's 15. Maybe it goes up to 15. Could be as high as 15. And, there's a tremendous oversupply right now. That industry was oversupplied before the virus. And when the virus came along, they lost 35-40% of the world. And there's an unbelievable, you can't get a ship now. Every ship is loaded to the gills, sitting out someplace in the ocean. They're storage tanks. They're not even ships, they're storage tanks. So it would be great for Russia. It would be great for Saudi Arabia. I hope they make that deal, but that's what they told me. They said well, I think it'll be hopefully they'll announce something soon. Now, can a deal be broken? Can something happen where it doesn't happen? I guess. In which case, there's another alternative, but I'd rather not see that other alternative. I hope they can make a deal. I think they both want to make a deal. And they're both smart. They love their countries. They want to make a deal. It's good, but it's also good for the world if they do, because you save an industry.
What up? What up? Who are here? What's up, Pam? What's up, Steph Love? What's up, John?
Right, thank you, Mr. President. As I said yesterday, the President has put a priority on ensuring no American has to pay the cost of coronavirus testing. We've been working every day.
How y'all doing? Y'all taking care?
At this point, the White House Coronavirus Task Force is working on a proposal for the President to use some of the $100 billion available in hospitals.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it going crazy, ain't it?
Working out the details of that, the President will make a final decision tomorrow. We expect that the President's made it very clear.
How y'all been doing? I'm still building on my hask. Let me show y'all. So let me see if I can put the camera on. How, got the mouthpiece right there to where that's where the N95 gonna go right summertime or even next winter, it's gonna blow you some. So it's opened up more. Like, look, this thing is still. And 95, like I said, I'm put a filter off in there. It'll go off in there, and then get that battery source going so that motor spin off in there. Throw you some air off in there when you got that mask on. I mean the hask. It'll be going down. These things gonna have to go on for a while, so there go the hask, still being built. And I gotta put the battery source. I'll probably put the battery source on the other side over there. Might put the battery there, but I really don't want to run no wire up around through the face part or down the chin. So I don't know. I don't want it to be all packed up on this side either. However, the battery source. I want to try to have a Bluetooth so you can have it to your phone to cut on when you want to in the different speeds. It'll get down. It'll get down. Get down. And I just happened to put this over and cut it, and then it stuck to the front part. I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave that on there. So when the stickers be on the bibs, I can just stick it on the side. And I just taped it down. Look all right, I put the black tape around it. But, this just, I got, instead of black tape across the top, all that right there going to be the glue. I got a whole bunch done and a whole bunch not done. Here a whole bunch not done. Maybe none of this one. I got my leather one. And got the other red one. I got the red. I didn't put no tape nothing right there, and I ain't finished the nose cut. Then hask. I got the hole ready for that one. And then some done ones. This one ready for the N95, and it got the hole on the side. And then they done. Nike hask. Ain't cut no holes in that one. Ain't cut no holes in that one. Can't cut a hole in this one. My A15. I got a hole going right there. And I did the nose thing, and I did that one a little different. So I got that one ready to go for me. And then this leather one, I have to put one on there too. I have to get that one going for the motor on it. So, Oh, I got the one on my head, but I got the blue shirt on. I still got to do this one off. So I just wearing them on my head when you don't go out the business. So, still putting them together. Still getting them together. This one I think I got cut for the N95 to go on that one. That one I already got little things on the side. Then I got this nose shaped there. So, So, I still building on them. But I'm a perfecting with the motors in them. I want to have them Bluetooth. So you can control them with your phone. think they gonna let me see no more chat. Let me go on this one and see.
California and Washington remain steady at an 8% rate. So what
Oh,
we're
I
seeing
think I got
finally
this
is
one on
testing
Bluetooth.
improving, more testing being done, still a high level of negatives in states without hotspots, allowing them to do more of this surveillance and control. And then prioritizing this new rapid test kit to those areas that may not have the same amount of access to the Indian Health Services and to the public health institutions and the public health and state labs. So that
You like that stuff? I need to patent it. I got to patent that style that I'm doing.
And they're waiting for tests because when these areas became when they got onto the logarithmic curve, we prioritized
I got
decisions where the
I think I got some N95s coming.
and so we prioritized hospitals.
I don't know how long it's gonna take. It says it's 10 in the pack. But I'm gonna have to hide them out. Police might try to take them.
Or you went through your doctor, you could
You know, if you know some people around there, you know, help them around there. I got like 1 or 2. Be hitting them off a Lysol soon.
there's experiential data.
Okay, Steph. If I ever know anybody in need and stuff,
Utilize masks in general for personal protection.
you like that?
When they particularly are themselves sick and have used their masks.
He don't be know. He talking about when he be going off the record. When he read his stuff, and then when he say what he want to say, he be saying some crazy stuff when he say what he want to say. He'll read that paper, he be looking down. Then when he look up, that's when he gets saying what he want to say. Oh shit, he get to interpret and stuff. Trump crazy. Then he cut that check. So yeah, them hashtag these called Hask. Hashtag Hask. It's a hat. It's a hat mask. It's a mask made out of and try to make the stuff at home. That motor thing, I got a Bluetooth thing. I took the little motor off because it wasn't shaped right. So I hooked it up, but that motor got 3 things on it. The other one got 2. So I gotta see how to hook up the 3 wires and still let the Bluetooth work. But I got some other ideas too, though. So I got some other ideas how I'm gonna try to put together and still be Bluetooth motors, so you can. Cause you're gonna want to put a filter over there. So I figured them filters make them scented or whatever. And I want to have a kit where you can make them at home still. I have some already made in the store, and then some with that. They might be little time Gucci. I license them out to folks, to the Lacoste, Nike, Reebok, all the different ones, and then you can have the ones with the motors in them or not. Depends on the and you can have the battery set up where you got like a small battery. You might want a AAA. You might want a 9-volt. You might want a cell phone battery. You know what I'm saying? That's going to help the different speeds too. Because you're going to want to have that filter in there. It's almost like those oxypads when you put that stuff on your face and get the things out. I'm like split them in half, peel them, make the circle thin, and filter. You know, it'd be thin. Spray it with some smell good. Boom, stick it off in there. Hit that modem different speeds, so it suck that air in there, blow that air in there through the filter, and you had some air. You be able to breathe off in there. Plus, you got the N95 right there where you're gonna breathe air anyway. So what I gotta conquer is I gotta do the hot glue around the part so it'll be around your face, and I gotta do the nose good because sometimes now it might pull down on my nose, so I gotta get that shape where it's gonna be shaped on the face. And come and be able to mask up on the face and around the face, so it'll have like the nose, but it'll have the cheeks too and everything to be up on, and then come around because I still want it to be almost original hat being cut that way, not made that way, but cut that way. So I got to keep perfecting and seeing what I got to do. And well, bam, give me one of them little sew things. Right now, I just got tape around the egg. I need to start sewing them up and woo after bam and making the cuts perfect and woo. So I got 1,000 hats. I think I had a video on, I don't know, on one of these websites. I was showing all them hats. Doom, 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 doom. Man, hat after hat after hat after hat after hat. So I got a lot of hats to just hack up and the part for the nose I was using the energy drink cans, right? Some of them right there got cans, got my fingerprints on it, and I put some of my DNA in them. So them original ones got my DNA in them, but I'm using everything that comes with the hat. And I figured out how to utilize everything. Instead of me using can and everything, I use some tape, but I gotta use that build to do the face part. So I got it how I'm gonna even build the face part off in there with just everything that comes from the hat. The only thing you might need is like hot glue, but I'm gonna have it to where you can be able to use hot glue in a kit. I got it where I want to be able to make a kit to where you can get one already made. You can get a kit, make one. You can get one made, personalized by me and get its, signature on it and stuff like that. Have my DNA in there, be real authentic, you know what I'm saying? And then you get them in the store, them different people making them, Nike, whoever I license out to. So what Team Footage need to do, not Lower Footage, Team Footage, Team Method, we put names down, we get in percentages, whatever. Man, we get this real GoFundMe or something going so we can get up this patent and get the patent going. I know a dude who make the hats. That make those old hats to be selling to the Arab and stuff. I just get them and show him how the pattern, and get him to make all of them. And then, like I said, I perfect the kit, how to put in there for the face guards. I come up with whatever and the glue and everything. And I still want to make it where you can do it at home and microwave stuff, and you ain't gotta have a hot glue gun. You made to do it this way, in that way. You know what? I got it. I just thought of it. Ooh-wee. I just thought of it. Because of the way I wanted to do a certain thing, I just do it like that. Ooh-wee. I'm telling you, it's all about the still make it at home kit. And in my kit you might buy at home. You have your own hat at home, but it's gonna have all the things that it took that I had at home that I used to make it. I'm gonna send that in the kit, and it's just gonna be packaged up all pretty, but it's gonna be all the little homemade remedy things it took to make this. And this what's gonna be in the kits for sale. And then it's gonna be the pads too. The pads gonna be $1. All the refill pads. You get a kit with 1 pad in it. You get a kit with like 3 pads. Get a kit with 5 pads. Get a kit with 10 pads. And they'll be $1 a piece. And then you get everything else in there that's going to help you make everything and put together. Even the fact that it has some little tape in there, some Velcro strips in there, however, whatever. We're going to get it cracking. Just say you messed up some of the things on your snapback, some of the buttons gone. But cut off all the buttons and stick this Velcro on now. I'm telling you, I'm going to make it to where you ain't going to have no stumbles, no fumbles. You gonna get it on right. You just gonna get it on right. I'm gonna have everything you need. I had the little motors in there, the batteries. You know what I'm saying? The little kits can be cheap to where you can get it, where you can have the batteries in there, whatever. And then the brand style hats you gonna get. As far as the hat, the hats. If it's Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Nike, leather, pleather, cloth, nylons. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all gravy. And Team Footage will have steak in it, y'all. We gotta go on and get Team Footage right, y'all. And y'all started representing for real. They started off, people when they had Team Footage on their name. Then they went on, took it off, and spread their wings and all. It's all Gucci and all. But look at here. When we jump off on something big, don't want to get to putting it on your name later on. Be later on top. I was original Team Footage, yeah, but still, even 2020, Twanky, you didn't even want to put it on your name on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like you embarrassed me or something. You know what I'm saying? The only embarrassment to anybody I am is to my damn self. You know what I'm saying? And I know I say some crazy shit, but everything I say, everybody ought to come around here ain't got to agree to that. That's crazy. I don't want a whole bunch of yes man. Just on the good shit. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, some people will be like, they might get step out the chat, they might leave, however, whatever. But you know, I'm guaranteed if I be around you or anybody that's go lie. You know, I love all y'all. I guarantee y'all go lie. Y'all will get to saying some old off the wall crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? We all got mental issues, health issues by now. I ain't talking about no coronavirus. I'm talking about just in your life. I don't care if you're 10 years old. Y'all these stressed out 10-year-olds. See it. Everybody stressed out just from living. Just from living. Just being alive. So, oh, yeah, my stuff. Oh. But yeah, it really hit me when I went to Walmart the other day, man. Tripping, man. Seen all that old barrier stuff they done put up for you to be right. Man, you don't see that stuff on TV. Yeah, it's coming to a city near you if it ain't. But yeah, we get ourselves together. But you know, I understand though by not putting the team for you on there. But it could be like, I don't know, your name, because you can change it you can change your name 3 times in 90 days. So you put it on there for 90 days and put hashtag TF or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Rock that for about 30 days, something, doing a campaign to go from it. You might even want to spell it on out, as far as all that membership and team bags and all that different stuff and changing name, different colors to green and all that. I got my green screen. I try to get all that going. We get it all popping, stuff all on the screen and flashing and being all, you know what I'm saying, razzle dazzle. You know what I'm saying? We can get all that going, you know what I'm saying? I need a little help. But it's going to be for the team, though, because we'll have it to where everybody get a little stake in it. Because these gonna be needed for a while, because I already be knowing where this stuff coming from, and that stuff too huge for man to get rid of. But they can go over there and fight it and spread and get it to dissolve and all kind of stuff, man. But they wonder, okay, so you look at third phase of the moon right now, they got a video or something over in Antarctica. It always end up over there in ice, and they looking at stuff and trying to look at one little thing when that thing is part of something else. You look at it, man, that shit went over there and froze. It got away from man, that shit went over there, like, walked in Antarctica, got over there in that cold weather and froze. And froze. So, them things know how to be elusive, however you say it, elusive. That's where all the coronavirus coming from. They flying all over our head. That's what I need to say again about this corona owner. This damn Rona V, right? Look, this is why they saying, they don't know it, but this is why they saying people don't need to be out and about. Because that's where you're catching it. People catching it. Because all the germs coming down and people got it on each other and they bouncing up against each other, giving each other daps, shaking hands, touching each other. You going in the stores and all that. And that stuff everywhere. You tucking your hands. You order McDonald's and you done reached in the bag and eating on the fries. You ain't washed your hands, using no hand sanitizer. Just very nonchalantly, unconsciously, real innocently just reached in the bag and ate some fries and shit. Oh, you down in corona. You know what I'm talking about? You down in it. You been down in it. You know what I'm saying? Call you down it. Anyway, so, so they say, go in the house. Da 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 da. So, them things seek out blood. They really can't see. They got to see something that got something in front of it. And what's in front of them is clouds and dark clouds. And when it rain, all they Dookie and P get to spread with that. But people catch them sometimes. Look, all these little UFOs that keep popping up, these videos people keep playing. They keep playing all these videos, these UFOs. Look at it, it's flickering lights. And they seen in the daytime flickering. That's them birds. That's them big ass bats. They huge. And man, they bigger than y'all could ever think. And they so big, they brains and hearts and stuff able to light up, man, like light bulbs, man. For real. Them things huge. And that's them things. Everywhere people recording them things above, they gonna be getting coronavirus because them things flying all around got diseases and they dookie and they dripping blood. They doing all that. They doing all that. And when it come to them bats and flying things, the flying things and swimming things got people sick. You ain't getting it from goats and cows and horses, but that's where they gonna be getting sick too, because them the things are only things gonna be outside, and that's where them things gonna be hovering. When them clouds go over there, them things now they get lost every once in a while and want to be by itself, and that's why these people be catching the UFO, and they think they be perfectly across and they lighting up like UFO. Man, them birds, and they up there flying right by each other. Look at ducks and birds. Look how ducks fly in the V shape and be all by each other and stuff like that. They ain't just all flying around like wild bats and shit, do they? No, they be in formation, goddamn. So what make y'all think them big ass bats ain't gonna be in formation? Shit, they motherfucking migrating. Shit, they some thinking ass things. Shit, y'all just think they some dumb shit running in the walls? Why they ain't ran into you by now? If that's the case. So anyway, being that they seek out blood, if people all out and about, they hover around those cities and the clouds in the cities they hover around, people be talking about UFOs and shit. Right? Right. In the country, they UFOs, right, because they all the cattle and shit. That's them damn big ass bat things. They seeking out blood. They gotta live. They ain't worried about eating no meat and stuff. They get that blood. See it. And so if people go in the house, the stuff don't spread, them things ain't hanging out there. They go where? To the cities, states, and countries where everybody's still hanging out. So why United States gonna get sicker and sicker? Because everybody's still hanging out. And why is everybody recording UFOs? Because them damn birds still here, and it still states that people ain't shut down yet. So them birds gonna hang out here. If people go in the goddamn house, get this money from Trump, them damn birds leave, all the clouds leave, and then it's gonna be somewhere else get sick, because all them clouds gonna move, all them birds gonna move, and they gonna go where they sniffing out bloods and women periods and women people having babies and all that shit, where they slaughtering goddamn meat and all that shit. They gonna go where that's at. They gonna go where that's at. They came into this earth atmosphere out in Indonesia. If the world leaders go to Indonesia, they will find the problem and start to be able to dilute shit. Plain and simple. Indonesia. Watch. When everybody get to saying that, oh, they done seen this huge ass shit. Oh, when they get talking about this and that, it's in the water already. It's in the sky already. It's already in the birds and ducks and shit. And the bats they was eating. Because they can fly way over there to, look, watch the migration of birds and watch the migration of fish and everything. Watch shit that go to Indonesia in the Pacific. From the west coast, it's going to be a Pacific Ocean, goes to the Indonesia. And on the other side of Indonesia is the Indian Sea. It's right there spreading that way. You know, that's right where Indonesia, right at the bottom of goddamn China. What's right there down there by Indonesia, right by one of motherfucking Wuhan. Shit. Y'all better look at a map, look at a globe, get your mind right, do something. This shit is goddamn off the chain. So if they go there, they gonna realize that. But see, they keeping up the lie. What's the lie? What's the lie they keeping up? They ain't telling you about these big ass bats. They ain't want to tell you about the people on the moon. Some of them big motherfuckers here. But they don't want to tell y'all that. They can't tell y'all. They can't tell us that. They got to keep up the lie. They got to keep up the lie. So, you know, I try to get it all out. I don't know. I'm probably talking fast because I'm going to forget. I forget in mid-sentence and mid-thought. Shit. You gotta get it when you can get it, when you can hear it. You ain't hearing it live, you can hear it later on. It's right here. Hey, it's a trip how these people come to YouTube every day. They started out talking about Kanika. I'm talking about the KJ community. These folks come on YouTube every day and talk about real life shit they done got going on with somebody or somewhere else that they done implicated their real life. DCFS, the police, landlords, goddamn, every damn thing. People, kin folks, jobs. They come on here every day talking about this person did this me, this person talking about me every day YouTube. This ain't what YouTube was for. So y'all don't talk about Kanika no more. You don't talk about this person over there making videos about me. This person talking about me. What the hell going on? These folks act like they gotta come on YouTube every day. Like they gotta come on here every day. Like they got to. They ain't on here for what they used to be on here for. No justice, no peace, none of that shit. They come on this motherfucker because they alive. Man, that shit crazy in the motherfucker, man. These people crazy as hell. Not the hope. Oh yeah, you change it half. You want the original one made for me? Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, rain danger. Yeah, watch the migration of birds and the fish right now. I guarantee you everything is going that way. All the bad smells gonna come from that way and everything. Stuff gonna start smelling rotten in the summertime and all that. Man, them birds and everything. I guarantee it's a fly. I got a video too, man. It's showing, man, some fly. Man, it's like them bats, man, guiding all them ducks and geese to go way out their way. They flying them all out that way. And when they get out their way, it ain't too much where them birds can go. But in the water, man, they ain't number food for them damn bats and everything. They eating them, man. They ain't number like the size of flies to their ass. But man, you can see the people. You can see like the vampire faces and everything in that stuff, man. I got some wild videos, y'all. I got these two phones on. One of them can't go on live like it need to. And man, I got a lot of stuff, but I got the computer in this green screen. I'm gonna set this stuff up the right way and get something showing. But yeah, I gotta get a GoFundMe going so man we can patent it. We just gotta do it on our own. I ain't even worried about even showing nobody. I just need to patent. I need to go ahead and just patent it and show how I got it made. And like I said, I figured out something else and then just go from there. Yeah. I just gotta get a GoFundMe going and save up my own money. All the mosquitoes, they over there getting bread now with flies and mosquitoes, making all the mosquitoes, and them things gonna travel all here. I think that's where them locusts came from. They was able to feast over there on that stuff, and then they flew all over them. Bats ran them off all the way to over here. Yeah, it's finna be a lot. It's finna be a lot of bees. It's finna be a lot of everything, and they traveling. They gonna travel across the waters. They gonna travel across the waters, across the Pacific Ocean, and everything gonna be hidden like the West Coast, and then down south first. It's gonna be hitting all over there first, because it's gonna be coming off the water, and as wind blow it, it probably blow it down, and then they're gonna be coming up and coming around Florida and stuff. But it's gonna be coming from the West Coast and the South first. All the bugs, all the mosquitoes, all the new stuff, all that tainted ass seafood, all that's gonna be coming from the Pacific Ocean, straight up. All the migration of the birds, the bats, everything, straight up. Guarantee all them people that been at sea that's sick, been over in the Pacific Ocean. Guarantee you. But where them birds flying, they're all over New York, so it's all over in Atlantic. So down south and everything. So where people hanging out at, them birds hanging out above, and where the bad weather, them black clouds, they able to follow them black clouds, and they the pee and dookie, and they come down all over everybody and all in their town, Goddamn coronavirus. You got to think of where it's coming from. It ain't coming from a person to person to person to person to person to person. That ain't how it's getting out. It's in the air, them birds and bats flying all around here. It's something from somewhere else that got us sick. Y'all want to talk about science? It's something from somewhere else that got us sick. Plain and simple. Man, them mosquitoes, man. Don't let no mosquitoes bite on you. Don't let no mosquitoes bite on you. Shit finna be jacked up out here, man. Mm-hmm. No, that ain't focused on the truth. On nothing. No, they ain't. They ain't focused on none of that. They don't even come around the truth no more. They don't even come around the truth. They don't even come around the truth. See how low my stats be. But the videos get played later on. But you know, a lot of them need Kanika name and I get to doing that. That's why I do some uploads. I wouldn't even worry about doing Kanika live videos though. But I know that one right there was showing some stuff in that room. Let me play that. Go back and look at the beginning of that with that stuff in the room. I think I started clicking to it after I seen it say 415. It go right to the room 926. Hey, that's some wild stuff in that video. I see dogs biting folks. I think I see them hitting somebody upside the head or in the throat, something with that brick. Shit, man. They're talking about that fight over there. Hey, if that wasn't a clear shot of a fight, I don't know what was. That was a clear shot of the fight. Anybody ever saw that person, the whole body and the hand coming down around that square shit looking like a rectangle off in their hand and hitting right there and then finally, I'm telling you, you ain't seen. Everybody been talking about it's a fight over there and that going over there. But they ain't been able to show you like that. And then look how it looked like that bat, because that looked like that person in the kitchen. I think that bat had him on the floor or something. Man, what if one of them big ass bats had Kanika wrapped up like that and she was walking through there and one of them things had her? That'd be wild in the motherfucker. They most definitely ain't gonna let nobody tell you. That part I don't know. Because, you know, like Irene said, I don't know. I can't remember. They that thing was seen at O'Hara Airport, and some more stuff been seen up there. Them damn things flying around the air. That's them damn bats. What if one came down off that tall ass goddamn building in Rosemont by the damn airport? Cause how they showed one of them things up on that church, and that thing came down. Kanika made her way outside on accident and grabbed it, and Kanika went back in there and was stumbling all over the place with that thing on her throat wrapped around her. And when they came in there, Kanika went in there and froze to death. That thing's around, and they took that thing off of her and got it in the lab some damn way. That damn could have been one of them damn bat things for real, cause they sure had one of goddamn hovering around goddamn O'Hara Airport. So, you know, no wonder they won't tell nobody. It's a big old government secret for real. The government got something to do with it for real. I gotta go get me some of these, y'all. Stay in touch through the email. Team Footage Inc. to INC. Team Footage Inc. And we'll be with the Hask and all that. My PayPal and Cash App, them links somewhere in some videos, a description or something, somewhere, somehow, some way. Cash App is Team Footage 1 with capital T, capital F, and number 1 at the end. PayPal is Team Footage Inc., all lowercase. So, but yeah, get the GoFundMe or something going, get the Hask on there and get the GoFundMe, and we all just throw in money in there, and then I let everybody get some stakes in it. We all get percentage of it. Boom, we go trademark it. We patent it. We do the license. We do all that. And then, like I said, I know a dude already who make the hats. Most of the hats I got, I know a person who make them. And he got the sticker, the seal sticker to put right there by the hole. We cut the hole in there perfectly, and the other part sticker can go on a little fan in there to spin around so it can just look fancy, whatever. Just anything, whatever, whoever, whatever. We just get it right some kind of way. you know. And then they just stylish anyway. You know, everybody got the red mask and this and that. You know, we just have some style with it. Just be stylish. It'll make everybody else look childish with their little thing. They'll be stylish. They'll be like, oh no, I need me a hask. I don't want no mask. I want a hask. I'm going out. I want a hask. They want a Nike hask. You know what I'm saying? They want a Louis Vuitton hask. And they want the one with the mold in it. Oh, they want it set up where you can put that little piece of ice in there, that air conditioning piece. Oh no, let me be quiet right now. Let me be quiet right now. Let me be quiet. So, you know. What's happening? What's happening? Oh yeah, there's a shoe flying across the room. I knew I seen something in the dark around there. I think one time I was looking at that, I was rubbing on my phone trying to get the smear off the thing off the screen. Like, what the hell is that? Yeah. Yeah, I got stuff, love. Maybe I get you one, and then you advertise it and put it on, spin around the circle. We had a video, and we can make it as a commercial, whatever. Boop boop. Try to monetize it where I get paid. Like I said, I want to be able to have y'all come up on y'all things and everything on the platform. Man, we're going to try to do something, have a little something. Because I be saying stuff and I be seeing people go back and do it a little faster than me. And, you know, I just been like, I ain't got to rush into nothing. Stuff going to be here. But I was thinking too, man, it ain't about preparing for death, but, man, people dying in this away from this stuff. Go and get your ducks in order, man. So if you're gone, man, just get your stuff right, you know. Because everybody try to go out and try to drive the right way so you don't be in car wrecks. Try not to go out and get in fights so you don't get stabbed and everything. Oh, Floyd Mayweather's daughter done fucked up. Yeah. Bye. Everybody crazy. You too, man. Prayers to everybody. You and yours. Yep. So yeah, we'll get together. So, all right, y'all. Y'all be good. I'll be back live here and there. I ain't gonna eat, give me some rest, smoke me some weed. I don't know. I don't be wanting to bother too many people with nothing. But I got a lot of moon stuff. Oh my God. I gotta go on and get myself right so we can, man, be on here for about 4 hours and just expose a lot of stuff. People can come and go, take a nap, come back. I'm still on. And get down. I want to get live. I used to do some 8-hour lives. Get that back cracking. Crack an 8-hour live. See if anybody can do it again. I see they try to do about 4 hours. Ain't nobody did no 8 hours in the man without going to sleep or doing nothing. Expose a lot of stuff. Let a lot of people come and go. Alright, y'all. Everybody be safe. Be good. Peace.